This event is all about fun and awareness, but organizers hope that before you leave, you line up and sign up for your mammogram.
While the Ghostbusters aren't fighting any ghosts tonight, the team of 4 still brought their gear.
Now, there is no current evidence that links the Turkey Hill robbery to today's.
It was a blessing that little Mac here had no broken bones following the accident, but there are noticeable rashes and bruising on his snout, some of his legs, his tail, and other body parts.
An effort a man could spend a decade in prison after sexually assaulting a 15-year-old. I'm John Buffone, and I'll have more details on this story tonight.
Like many with every changing season, I get rid of my unused clothes, but this year I've decided to donate my belongings to a community aid bin, which will directly benefit the Water Street mission.
Now don't worry, I won't be performing, but if you want to check out real Irish dancers, head to their Facebook page at Holy Irish School of Dance to get a list of where they'll be touring tomorrow. Reporting in Leola, Taylor Tasha, News 11.
Sam, we're in downtown Lititz, the site of the Fire and Ice Festival, an event some say have been more ice than fire in the last couple of years, but that's all about to change this weekend.
Fire and ice!
There was certainly plenty of ice and an upgraded amount of fire at the 2018 Lititz Fire and Ice Festival. After some generous donations from local businesses, there was a fire display that took Friday night's excitement to another level.
We were really surprised the CEO from Canada of Pyrotech is down. They wanted to do this as kind of a community involvement thing, so it was really kind of a surprise to us, and I think it just makes the event that much more special this year.
Early rain showers looked as though they might put a damper on the festivities, but as it turns out, the nighttime weather could not have been better.
It's exactly what you want. You don't want to keep told that people aren't going to come out, but you still want that chill in the air so that people are really enjoying everything that the ice sculpture is doing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great to see all these people out here and just, again, having a good time and relax for the night, you know, just enjoy the weather.
With over 60 ice sculptures, food vendors, and countless displays lining the streets of Lititz, there was something to entertain the entire family.
Seeing the ice sculptures. I like the PMC throne, but it kind of gets your butt a little too wet. The fire show is awesome, just amazing. My favorite part is the ice carving.
After a scare that the festival might become a thing of the past, the new management of Fire and Ice are hoping to bring a new energy to the much-anticipated weekend.
We're really trying to do a better job of lighting the event up. Stray Lighting, again, is lighting all the sculptures. We have a great sponsor in Blue Ridge, and so hopefully we'll get to see you sitting in the throne later today.
Now, Fire and Ice runs until Monday, but it's better to get here sooner rather than later before it all melts away. Reporting in Lititz, John Buffone, News 11.
Hey, Taylor.
Hey, Holly. So volunteers have been here since 5 a.m. this morning, all getting ready to serve the biggest meal of the year. Now, throughout the night, 200 people will come through the doors, take a seat, and have that hot meal. Now, joining us right now is President of Water Street Mission, Jack Crowley. Jack, thank you so much for being here with us
it's
today.
our pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Now, I know it takes a lot of planning to get this ready.
Absolutely.
What's it feel like looking around the room and it already?
Well, it's the best feeling when the guests come in and sit down, begin to enjoy that meal around the table with their friends and family, and you just know it's all been worthwhile.
And it takes a lot of hands and a lot of hard work to get this going. How has the community support been the past few weeks?
Well, starting with our food drive, which started a few weeks ago, the food has been pouring in, which has been an incredible blessing for us, not just for this meal, but for all year long. And then volunteers started on Monday preparing the meal for today. So it's been 3 days long, constant work, prepping all these meals. We're going to serve well over 300 people tonight.
And guests were able to bring their families along to share the meal. What's it like looking around the room and seeing people enjoying the holiday together?
Well, the holidays can be a really tough time when you're struggling, and so it's really special that our guests are able to invite family and friends and some of their new surrogate family that they've made while they're here, and just enjoy a meal in this kind of family atmosphere, being served at the table, treated like they're valued and loved by the community and by those around them. It's just a great thing.
All right, Jack, thank you so much for being here with us today. Now, Water Street Mission will also hold a Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow from 12 to 6. Reporting live, I'm Taylor Tasha. Holly, back to you.
Now, most of Amanda's competition is at least 10 years younger than her, but that's not keeping her from putting up some of the best numbers of her life.
Tonight's event at Warwick Middle School highlighted students overcoming obstacles while also providing resources to families in need.
Kyle Petty and a number of other celebrities made a stop at Mannheim Auto Auction. I'm John Buffone, tonight.
Tonight, I'll tell you why. A community comes together at Warwick Middle School to have an uncomfortable yet necessary discussion about teen suicide. I'm John Buffone, and I'll have the whole story for you tonight. The effort at EDO has named their executive director. I'm John Buffone, and tonight I'll introduce you to her. Grasshoppers, tarantulas, and crickets. No, this isn't Fear Factor. These are just some of the things that Savory Gourmet will continue to serve up to tantalize your taste buds. Senator Scott Martin has introduced legislation that would make it easier to donate to pediatric cancer research. I'm John Buffone, and I'll have more details for you tonight.
13-year-old Casey Caulfield of Lancaster has been around archery her entire life. Her father, Rob Caulfield, is the founder and president of Lancaster Archery Supply, and her family has been heavily involved in the sport for decades.
She wakes up in the morning thinking about shooting arrows, I think.
Over the past weekend at the Lancaster Archery Classic, Casey placed second in the women's recurve division, which consisted of mostly professional shooters.
Casey is extremely dedicated. She keeps a training log, she does mental training, and she shoots at least 200 arrows a day, if not more.
And who edged out Casey for this year's title? Oh, just 22-year-old U.S. Olympian Mackenzie Brown.
The gate really strong. She gains momentum in her matches typically.
She has been a really good friend of mine for a couple years now, and it's just awesome to be able to compete against her. It's very much of an honor.
Now, obviously, archery is a sport that can be determined by the matter of centimeters. So this game is just as much mental as it is physical.
Up on stage, it's really nerve-wracking because the lights are in your face and everybody's watching you. But I just like the pressure of that because it builds up your endurance to it and helps you be a lot better person in general. Life lessons are learned on the archery range. Discipline, concentration, goal setting, and it's a great life sport.
Casey plans on competing in strictly adult competitions in the near future, with her sights set on making the U.S. Olympic team possibly sooner rather than later.
Whether it's 2020 in Tokyo or 2024 in Paris, we feel like it's going to happen.